Hello, this is wmpyr here to do it's not a book review because I just read it, and if I did a review I think it would be terrible. So this is more of a show and tell. Okay, so let me show you the back right here. This is the back and this is the side, and let me show you. I know that doesn't help. I can't show you the front because I got this from the library and it has like all kinds of stuff on the front, all kinds of info on there. So let me show you this right here. Okay. This, now you can see, this is issue number 3, you can see, and right here, issue number 2. Okay, and then you can see some of the artwork. So it is a graphic novel, all right, and the title is Akiko on the Planet Smoo, Pocket Size, Volume 1, all right. So I started with issue number 1. I read this before. When I was living up in Dallas, I remember I was at the library a lot, and at the library I found it, and I was like, cool, they have comic books here. So I got it and I started reading it, and I was really impressed. I was really impressed. I liked it a lot, very much. In fact, I would go as far to say that as far as non-superhero type comic books, this is my favorite. This is my top favorite as far as non-superhero type. And also, this is not, to me, I don't know if I'd consider this a manga, because even though the main character's name is Akiko, the author is American, and the style is, I'm not really sure if I could call this a manga style of artwork. I think the artwork is still very good, though. It might take a little bit of getting used to. All right, let me show you some more other pages here. Okay, and there's a lot to read. It's not one of those where it's like it's 90% illustration and then just like 10% reading. This is one of those where there's quite a bit of reading. It's a fantastic story is what it is. It tells you a story. And what kind of story is basically, this girl Akiko is in the 4th grade. She's your main character, and kind of like Alice in Wonderland, she basically falls into, I don't want to say falls into, but she ends up in a fantastical world, all right? And that's kind of like, you got elements of Peter Pan, Gulliver's Travels, Wizard of Oz. Those elements are very strong in this book. So it's like combine all of those together, all those classical literatures and stuff that I just mentioned, all those classical wonderful stories that I mentioned, and put them all into one, and this is it. You got it. There's also a very strong science fiction type element. Man, I would love to see it made into a movie. One of the things is it's kind of strange for me in a way, because for me it's a lot easier to read a story where the main character is like an action hero type person. It's easier for me to relate to that. This is a little girl who's in the 4th grade. Not easy for me to relate to. However, the story is just so wonderfully told that it's just, you want to see her adventures. You want to see where she's going to end up, what kind of worlds she's going to explore, because she's from Earth, and like I said, she goes to this fantasy world and called Smoo, and they're going to show you, all the way Smoo operates, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting stuff. It's basically designed for, I think, for children, so you could basically, people of all ages, not rages, people of all ages can read this and enjoy it. And like I said, it doesn't feel super kiddie to me. Like, the only reason why I would say that maybe it feels like it was meant for children was because, first of all, the main character's age, right? And then the second of all, there's not like ultra violence or ultra vulgarities in here, all right? It's not super, offensive or anything like that. And then the rest, it's really just about exploration and some trouble solving. That's kind of like puzzle type skills. Like here, she encounters a living castle, as you can see right there. That is a gigantic living castle. And this is actually kind of a terrifying moment in the story, and she basically has to solve what to do. It's what are you going to do with something like this? Because basically it's ginormous. It picks her up and it's threatening to eat her. All right, so you know there's some interesting stuff in here like that. They encounter space pirates, as you can see right here. You can see this is the pirate ship, and it's like it caught them in a net and it's hoisting them up right there. That's a small net. They're hoisting them up. You know, just really cool stuff. Pirates. You have mini people. You have, you know, there's elements of like Pinocchio, all kinds of fairy tales and stories that you grew up on as a kid, like that, all mixed in together. So it's very cool. Lots of areas that you can relate to from that kind of fairy tale kind of sense. So I highly recommend it. I really do. And like I said, it's not just for you. You could read it with the entire family, so you could share it. You know, read it with your kids or with your spouse and stuff like that. I think it's really good stuff. It's very difficult to find for some reason. Like this, I had to order at the library, and I've been interested in purchasing them. So that's something that I look forward to in the future. But first, I'm going to since I finished this one, I'm gonna go borrow the second, third, and keep going and see how far I get. So anyway, thank you for watching and take care, folks.